Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's been a long time. Welcome to my morning fix, and I hope that my morning fix can fix your morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever it is that you're watching. It's been a long time, and I miss you guys. I miss recording these videos. I've been traveling. My life has been so hectic, so busy. We're planting a second church. You see in my hands a book that I'm reading. This is Marketing by Seth Godin. Incredible book. But I don't want to talk about the book. I want to talk about talent. I want to talk about talent. And I want to talk about something that I learned, and I think it could be very beneficial to you. When we talk about talent, I think there's at least two ways of approaching talent, especially if you're a leader. If you're leading anything, there's two ways to approach talent. One is to develop talent. A lot of business leaders, a lot of leaders in different organizations, they think about developing talent, but they develop this fear inside of them. We're talking about developing talents, but they develop this fear inside of them because they think, well, if I develop this guy, he's gonna leave. If I develop this girl, she's gonna leave. She's gonna be so good, she's gonna learn everything, and she's gonna leave. And when it comes to business, most people think that they're gonna leave to become competitors. So why would you want to develop a talent that's gonna be your competitor? And if you do a good job at developing a talent, most likely they're gonna turn out to be better than you. So why would you do that? Why would you go through that pain to develop someone, to invest in someone, to invest money, time, resources, patience, leadership skills, and then they leave and they go compete against you, they turn out to be better than you, and then they beat you down, and then you're out of business. Why would you do that? Because you're better than that, because you're greater than that, because you know that the market is bigger. And if you're one of those people that complain that the market is saturated, that the competition is too ferocious, you're definitely not an entrepreneur, because the competition is not as ferocious as you think. The market is big, the world is big. You've got the internet at the palm of your hands. So we have never lived in a better time for entrepreneurship. Damn, what's going on, man? We have never been in a better time for entrepreneurship than this, because you have access to the world in your hands. So develop talent. And then the other approach would be retain talent. So every time someone good shows up in your business, every time someone good shows up in your church, which is my case, not that I'm good, but people that are good show up in my church and I want to retain them. Every time someone good shows up in your team, if you're playing a sport, you want to retain the talent. So how do you retain talent in a world that's so competitive? When someone shows up in your business and they know that if they do a good job, someone who's bigger than you, someone who's stronger than you in the market position will offer them a better package, a better salary. How do you do that? How do you develop talent in a world that's so competitive? Or how do you retain talent in a world that's so competitive? So here's my answer. It could be a wrong answer, but it's my answer. How do you develop talent? You pour everything you have in them, and you just risk. That's it. Because leaders are never afraid of risk. So you just risk. Risk everything you got. And if you do it wrong, what do? Get up and do it again. And then you do it again and over and over and over. Because at one point, the talent you're developing, they're going to fall in love with you. They're going to recognize that you've done everything you could. They're going to acknowledge that you gave them everything you had. And what do? They pay it forward. They train other leaders. And sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes these leaders will stick because they don't want to run their own business. They want to work for you. Believe it or not, there are people in the world that they have leadership capacity, they have leadership skills, they have what it takes, but they will never open their own business because they're fine being a number 2, being a number 3, being a number 6. A lot of people want to be rich and they think the only way to get rich is to have your own business, to be the number 1 guy. But some people will become rich people by being the number 6 guy at Google or Facebook or a big business. Some people will become rich by being your accountant. So at some point, the people will recognize and acknowledge they've given them everything. So the way to retain is to develop. And the way to develop is to give. So it's not the other way around. You would never develop talent if you try to retain. If you're trying everything you can to retain a talent, you will never develop the talent. But if you develop a talent to the best of your capabilities, maybe one or two of them will stick around, and when they stick around, they'll help you out because they will buy your vision, they will get your ideas, they will understand you. And then when they understand you, when they get it, when they get the point, when they get the vision, they'll help you out, they'll train other people, your business is going to grow, your churches are going to flourish, your organizations are going to develop. And that's how you retain talent. I have a great example. Pastor Brian Houston, the pastor of a church called Hillsong in Australia. I spent a little bit of time there, and I hear everything the guy says on podcasts and everything. This is what happens on my morning fixes anyway. And then he talks about the season when he had a lot of talent in the church, but he was the less talented guy and he needed them. But what did he do? He developed them to the best of his capabilities. And a lot of these people actually stuck around. They're still there because they understand that the part that they play is smaller than what they're part of. Meaning the vision of what they're doing is much greater than the vision they have for their own lives. They would rather be part of something that's bigger than themselves. Believe it or not, there are some people who would rather be part of something that are bigger than themselves in this world today. This world is not doomed. It's not a world full of selfish people. There are good people in the world, and those good people are floating around, and you got to find them. And when you find them, you develop the talent. So when you develop the talent, you retain some talent. You develop all talent, and you retain some talent. All right, this was my morning fix. Thanks for watching. I've been missing you guys. I hope it was good for you. I hope it added value to your life. I'm in the middle of changing the oil in my car, so I stopped to do this, and it's always a pleasure. I hope to see you on the next one, whenever it is that I'm able to record the next one. All right, God bless.